kindly interrupt. So let's proceed. Okay, so let's define something inside it, some div tag inside it, and inside the div tag, let me define some other things like item one. Okay, item one, item two, like this. We are going to define it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's save it and see what happens in browser. Okay, so 8 items have been defined. So till now, I have not done anything related to grid. Basically, it is a simple HTML thing which I have done till now. So till here, if anyone has any doubt, kindly feel free to ask. Kindly feel free to ask. Anyone has any doubts? Okay, it's clear, I think. Div ka box. What is this? Pratik Deshmukh div. एक What is grid and what is a property? Yeah, I'm going to tell everything about the grid, Rahul. So let's proceed. Till now, I have not done anything related to grid in this HTML file. So we are going to proceed now. Okay. So till now, a simple div tag I have defined, and you can see the div tag over here. So in this way, it has been displayed. Okay. So let's go to CSS and do some styling. So before proceeding, let's define one class here. So I hope this class thing is clear to everyone. Like so if for those who are not sure about this class, what it is, basically we are defining this div tag. So in order to style this div tag, we have to define one we have to give a class name to it, basically. Okay, and we are going to style that class inside the style.css class. Okay, so in that way it is going to get styled. So let me give a small example, so after that it will be clear. So let's grid container. Grid container is a, you can say, a class name which I am giving. You can give anything. Like it's not it's not a predefined class. Grid container is not a predefined class. We are going to define it inside style.css. So anything you can give, since we are making, you can say grid. We are studying grid, so I'm giving grid container class like this. Okay. So grid container class I gave. So in the same way, what I can do, I can style the grid container inside it. Okay. So it will be like this grid container I can style. Okay, so in this way we are going to do the styling. So inside this I'm style, I can give the color or whatever I want. I can give the color. Suppose if I give the background color black. Okay, black. And if I give height suppose 10 VW, and width suppose I give 20 VW. Okay, and let's see. Oh, nothing happened. Why it is not happening? Grid container I gave. Okay, style.css. Okay, okay. Yeah, understood why it is not happening, because inside the grid container we have this div tag. So we have to give the styling for the div tags also. So what we are going to do is basically we are going to style the div tags first. So what we can do is grid container, grid container. After that, inside the div container, we are going to style the div tag. Okay, and inside the div tag we are going to define this nth child. So I'm going to explain what this nth child is basically. So let's just be little patient. Grid container and even. Okay, so let's give background color. Suppose I'm giving, just be patient, I'm going to explain you. Let me do some coding first. Aqua. After that, the border style. Border style I am giving it solid, and border color I'm giving yellow green. Okay, blue and Black. Okay, why it is not happening, man? There's something wrong here. Okay, why? What is happening, man? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, yaar. Just copy. Okay, let's just remove everything from here. Okay, till here it is clear, I think, to everyone. So let's just remove it, this class items. Let's just wait. Okay, so basically what I am doing is just remove. So basically what I did is, so I defined this grid container class. Just remove this thing. Okay, so this was the thing which I did. So I defined this, and inside this I give the styling as this. So what I am doing here is, inside the grid container class, I want that inside the div container class I have the div tag. Okay, so inside the grid container class I have div tag, this div tag, this div tag, like 8 div tags I have. Okay, so what I want is, I want inside the div container class the div tag which is the nth child. Nth child means nth child, and if it is odd, so sorry, and if it is odd, the styling should be like this. And inside the grid container, the div child, the nth child which is even, basically this is the first, this is the, basically this is the 0th child. The item 1 is the 0th child, the item 2 is the first child, the item 3 is the, you can say, second child. So 0th is the, you can say, even number, the first one is odd number, again second, item 3 is on second, so it is the, you can say, the even number. So even number, that so in this way, the div tag which is the nth child, if it is odd, the styling is like this. And the, you can say, div tag which is the nth child, if it is even, then the styling is like this. So basically that is why it is coming like this, basically. So what I gave is, the first child is coming, basically the item 1. The item 1, the background color is aqua, and you can say, the border color is black. Item 1 is considered, basically, in coding language, starts from 0, right? So sorry, first child, it is odd. So in this way, you can say, you can see, that is odd. So background color is aqua, and the border color is black, and border style is solid. Basically solid means, you can say, no dotted dotters will be there. So we can try any other style also. Suppose if I give dotted. Okay, so you can see it will be a kind of dotted, and it is coming alternate wise. Why it is coming alternate wise? Because I want that only odd child should be dotted, rest of them they are solid. Okay, so this is how it is working. So till now, any doubt for anyone till now? Anyone has any doubt till now? Anyone has any doubt till now? they can unmute and ask. I hope you all got the, you can say, idea of this styling. Basically, inside the grid container there are div tags. Okay, first div tag, second div tag, third div tag, fourth div tag, fifth div tag, sixth, seventh, eighth. Okay, so inside the div container, I gave this arrow symbol. So if you want anything which is to be styled inside a class, so we gave the arrow like this. Okay, after the arrow we have div tag, which is the, and we want the nth child to be like this. So nth child are basically, so we can give, if we don't give this odd here. Okay, suppose if I don't give odd here, and if I comment out this thing, so every div tag will be, you can say, styled like this, will be styled like this basically. Sorry, not this, not this. It went away. Why it went away, yaar? Okay. Okay, so nth child, it went away because we are not specifying that which nth child it is to be like styled like this. Okay, so if we remove this nth child, so it is not going to make out that which nth child is it is going to style like this. So for this we are specifying that odd number of nth child, it should be styled like this, and the even number of nth child, it should be styled like this. Okay, so that is why it is coming like this. I think we have not saved it. Okay, so till now, any doubt for anyone for this div? Okay, before the was styling, not about what was the reason. Okay, it was something related to my system maybe. So sometime what happens, it is I'm using Ubuntu, so maybe because of that it was not happening. Some cache error or something like that. So till now, any problem? Difference between grid and section. So basically, grid and basically there is no specific difference. Difference is basically with the styling. Like in grid, we have many kinds of, you can say, styling. You can say functions with the help of which we can style. But in sections, we don't have that much of, you can say, styling. So that this is what the main difference is. Grid. Okay, I'm very new in coding. Please explain from beginning. So, what exactly should I explain? Till now, very basic kind of HTML form only I have made. Basically, whenever we need to define any HTML tag, we gave HTML tag like this, and inside this we have two components, basically head and, oh, sorry, what happened? Sorry. So for the one who is new, so basically I defined this HTML. So inside the HTML we have two bodies, two tags, head and div tag. So inside the div tag we gave this item 1, item 2, item 3, and inside this head tag we gave it like this. And in style.css it is used for styling part. Okay. So this till now we haven't done anything related to, you can say, grid. It is a simple HTML and CSS styling and everything. So now what we are going to do, now we are going to do the, you can say, something which is related to grid. Okay, so let me remove it. So grid starts from here. So we are going to style this grid container now. So I have just styled the div container inside the, you can say, grid, with basically the nth alt child and the nth even child. Now I'm going to style the grid container itself. So whatever I'm going to do inside the grid container, it is going to get applied for every div tag which is there inside it. Okay, every div tag here inside. Okay, so now let's do this. So first, you can say, first, in order to use the grid functions and everything, the first thing which we need to do is, just wait a minute. So first thing which we need to do is we have to display it like a grid. Okay, we have to give this, like we have to give it like this, display grid. So if we go here and if we reload it, so nothing will happen, nothing is happening, because we just gave display like grid, and after that we are going to use all kind of, you can say, grid functions which so which all the grid functions which we are going to miss. So this will indicate that grid container is going to be used as grid, and it will allow all the other grid functions to be used. So this is only for basically, you can say allow, you can say specifying that, specifying to, you can say CSS, okay, this particular class is going to be used as grid. It is going to tell grid CSS that CSS grid container class is going to be used as grid. Okay, so this is for this. So we are going to display it like a grid. So for the first and foremost thing for doing the coding with the grid, with for the grid is you can say display, you can say inside the class you have to give this thing display grid, and after that, what after that rest of the coding comes. So let's do it. So what I want to do is, I want a grid which consists of two columns. Basically, item 1 and item 2 should come horizontally. Item 3, item 4 should come horizontally. Item 5, item 6 could come horizontally. And item 7 and item 8 should come horizontally. So there will be two columns and four rows. Okay. So we can do it like this. So we have a function known as grid template columns. So I want two columns. So what I can do, I can give the, you can say, uh, width of the columns as 100 px and 200 px. So if I want three columns, so I can give it 300 px. Like as many columns you want, you can increase the number of times you are giving the width basically. After that, I want basically I want how many rows? I want four rows. Okay. So I want four rows. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give. So let's just try this row one later. First, let's try out this thing with two columns. So you can see two columns are coming. Two columns, two column, two column, two column, two column, like this. Two columns are coming. Okay. It get aligned. After that, I want to do the styling of rows also. So what I can do, how many rows I have, you can say four rows. Okay. So what I can do is, if I want all the heights of the each and every row to be different. So suppose first I'm giving 100 px, 200 px, 300 px, and 400 px I'm giving. Okay. So you can see it is going to increase. So first is less 100 px, then second is less 200 more, third one is a little bit more, and fourth one is 400 px. So it is going to increase in this way. So this is how like we define the grids and style the columns and the rows inside the grids. So till now, any doubt, for any doubt to anyone? Any doubt? Kindly unmute and then speak out, because it's very difficult for me to like again and again see the chat window. So he's saying, why use nth child in place of nth of type? Exactly, I'm not getting a question what you are trying to say. With this, Sagar, if we don't give relative style sheet, it will correct. I think it will not. It will not, because we have to specify the style sheet. Basically, a type of file we are giving. There are two type of nth. Could you please repeat grid? Uh, so till now, basically, what I have done is nothing. This is the simple styling which we have done. After that, basically, this is the line where we are specifying that the grid container class is going to be used as grid. So I have did it display grid. After that, what I did is grid template columns. So I want that two columns should be there. So I give two. That is why I give two styling. So basically, if I give three styling, let's suppose 300 px. Okay. So basically, three times I gave the, you can say, width. So in this, so basically three columns will be created. So you can see three columns are created, have been created, 1 2 3 1 2 3. And here we don't have any column. So item 9 we don't have. So that is why here you can't see any column. So if you want to see any column, we have to define the item 9. But till now we have defined till item 8. Okay. So three columns and four rows like this we have defined. So let's keep out the normal way. I want my grid to be look like this. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. Anyone has any doubt, kindly speak out. It will be very difficult for me to again and again read the chat window. Okay. So be interactive, be speak out, and don't hesitate in asking any doubt. Okay. No one is pro here. Okay, after this, so till here, I think it is clear to everyone. So basically what I did is if I want two columns, so two times I have defined the, you can say width, and I want four rows, so four times I have defined the, you can say row height. So column is basically what we, sorry, what we do basically the horizontally, and row is what we do is vertically. So first you can see the first column width is less than the second column width. Item one column width is less than item two, because the first column has 100 pixel, you can say, width, and the second column has 200 pixel width. So that is why it is appearing like this. So if I want of it of equal width, then if I means, you can see now it is of equal width. Okay, 200 pixel, 200 pixel. So don't confuse width with height. Width is this horizontal thing and height is this vertical thing. So you can see the width is exactly same for item 1 and item 2, and in the same way item 3 and item 4, because we are giving it 200 pixel and 200 pixel. Okay, so this is, you can say, a very basic example of grid, like how to define grid in HTML. So there are some other ways of doing it also, and let me do it. So what I want to do is, I don't want to write this 200 pixel and 200 pixel again and again. Okay, so what I can do is I can make use of the repeat function. So what I can do repeat, and I want to repeat two times 200 pixel and 200 pixel. Okay, so it is going to give the same result like this. You can see no changes here. Okay, so, and one more thing we can do, suppose if I want that first, the columns in first two rows to be of 100 pixel, and the column of second two rows to be 200 pixel. So in the same way, what I can do, what I can do is, basically I can define it. I can define, I want the first two rows column to be 100 pixel. Okay, and sorry, wait, 100 200 pixel, basically 200 pixel, and I want to repeat it twice. So what it is going to happen, the first column is going to become 100 pixel, the second column is going to become 100 pixel, and it is going to get repeated two times. So what will happen, basically two time it is going to repeat. So these two column, the item 1 2 3 4, these two columns will be like styled in this way. Okay, so let me reload it. So you can see these two columns get styled in this way. Wait. And in the same way, what I can do is, let me do it like this. In the same way, I can do it for the rows also, basically. So I want all the rows to be of same length. So what I can do, since we have four rows, so what we can do, we can repeat four times, and width, suppose keep it 400 pixel. So every row will be of 400 pixel. So you can see every row is of 400 pixel. Okay. And what if I want to do, suppose first two rows, basically I want that this first row should be of 100 pixels, second row should be of 200 pixel, again third row should be of 100 pixel, and fourth row again of 200 pixel. So what I can do is, here I can do it. First row I wanted 100 pixel, and second row I wanted 200 pixel, and I will be repeating it two times, basically. So you can see first row 100 pixel, second row 200 pixel, again for third row 200 pixel, fourth row you can say 100 200 pixel. So basically what happened, suppose initially what we did is we gave four times here, and we gave only one width inside it. Basically we gave it like this. So this was specifying that each and every, like all four rows to be of 100 pixel. Okay, so it was uniform. But after that, if we want that first row to be of 100 pixel and the second row to be of 200 pixel, then we have to decrease the number of times here, because we are specifying the row, first two rows height inside it. So 2 into 2, it will be overall 4, basically, right? Basically it should, you can remember like this, like number of times, basically the number which we gave on the left, and the number of, you can say, pixels which we gave on the right argument. If we multiply both of two, it should be equal to number of rows and columns. So basically in the first template column thing, We gave number of time as 2, and number of, you can say, number of pixels, how many number of pixels we gave only one number of pixel. I'm not talking about the value of pixel, I'm talking about the how many number of pixel we gave. So 2 into 1, it will be 2, it should be equal to column. And rows we have 4, so number of time we gave is 2, and how many pixels we gave, how many number of pixels we gave, 2, so 2 into 2 is 4. So in that way you should remember, because if you are not going to do like this, so it will be giving some absurd, you can say, output on the screen. So till now, any doubt to anyone? Can you place 1 2 3 horizontally? Yeah, we can place 1 2 3 horizontally. So basically what I want that 1 2 3 to be placed horizontally. So in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to make 3 columns, right? So basically we are going to repeat this 3 times. So let's see what happens. So in this way, 1 2 3, 3 columns have been made: item 1, item 2, item 3. So in this way, it can be placed 1 2 3. Who asked this doubt? Yeah, I will make. I will come on to this part. Prateek Deshmukh, he asked, can you make gap between the grids? I will be coming on that. Okay. Horizontally, I placed. Okay. So any doubt to anyone? Mayank, please repeat. Which part you want me to repeat, Mayank? Can you tell me, Mayank? Which part you want me to repeat, Mayank? Okay, so everyone is saying repeat the function. Okay, so let me explain repeat function again. I think it is not clear to everyone. So basically what I am doing is, suppose I'm defining a grid template columns and grid template rows. So in this way, I'm giving basically number of columns I want and number of rows I want in a row. So suppose 100 pixel column I want and 200 pixel column I want. Okay. So basically suppose I want 2 columns. So I'm going to give two number of things here. Basically two, basically first pixel and second pixel. So first pixel is going to specify, that is 100 pixels is going to specify that this will be the width of first column, and the 200 pixel is going to specify the width of second column. If I am not defining any other argument, so this means that I want only 2 columns to be there inside my, you can say, grid. If I define 300 pixels, so this means that I want 3 columns to be present inside this, you can say, inside the grid. Okay. And same goes for rows also. Suppose how many rows I want. Suppose I want, you can say, 1 row. Okay. So let's just reload it and see what happens. So you can see items 1 2 3, 1 2 3, they are coming like this. Like I want these many, you can say, columns. And row, what it is, the first row width to be 100 pixel. So that is why it is giving 100 pixel, and rest of the, you can say, row width, like the second row is this one, item 4 5 6, and item 7 8, item 7 8. So it is giving the width depending upon what is present inside it. But the first row width is this, first row height is more because I gave it 100 pixel. Okay. So in this way I'm going to do it. So basically writing everything again and again, it will be, you can say, very cumbersome. Basically it will be very very big. Suppose if I want each column of 100 pixel only. Suppose I want each column to be of, suppose I want only 2 columns, and each column to be of 100 pixel, and in the same way each row to be of 100 pixel, basically I want. Okay. So basically it will be, first row it will be of 100 pixel, and so basically what I can do, instead of writing this 100 pixel 2 times, what I can do is I can make use of the repeat function. Repeat function I can repeat this 2 times, and I can give 100 pixel inside it. Okay. And inside, in the same way, since you can see grid template rows, I gave 100 pixel. So you can see only first row is, you can say, expanding, the rest of the rows are small only. So I want to, you can say, apply this 100 pixel styling to rest of the rows also. So it can be done in 2 ways. Either I write 100 pixel like this, 100 pixel, 100 pixel, and 100 pixel 4 times. So it will be applied like in this way. Or what I can do, instead of writing this 100 pixel four times, what I can do is I can make use of repeat function and give in 4 inside it, and give this 100 pixel width inside it. So in this way also it will be applied like this. So I think now it is clear. Okay, I think it is clear to Mayank. Okay. Okay, so this is a very basic example of grid inside it. So okay, so now let's just talk about some text inside it. Suppose I'm writing this text inside it. Suppose I'm giving some text lorem and something I'm giving. Okay, now if I go here, you can see the text is now exceeding out of the row or column inside it. Okay, so here what we can do is we want that each and every column inside each and every row, it should be, you can say, flexible enough to, you can say take, you can say entire text inside it. So what we can do is we can style, you can say row in such a way. So what we can do is just let's comment out in for a time. So here basically what we were doing is till now, let me tell you, basically we are giving a fixed height and width to column and rows. Basically I'm giving a fixed, basically I'm giving 100 pixel and 100 pixel. Okay, it like as of now I'm you can say I'm not telling css that okay, you should adjust yourself, adjust the column and rows depending upon the text present in it. It is exactly 100 pixels. So that is why when I gave the text inside it, it is, you can say, overflowing out of the, you can say, column or basically cell. Okay, so what I want is I want that depending upon the text present in it, it should, you can say, adjust its width or height. So what I can do is I can make use of one more command known as grid auto rows basically. So what in this grid auto rows, what will happen is grid auto rows. So inside this there is one more min-max function. So inside this min-max function we are going to give two arguments. The first argument will be that the minimum height which we want for a row. Like suppose it's not compulsory na that for each and every, you can say, cell we have that much amount of text only. Like suppose in this div tag we have this much amount of text, in this item 2 we have only this much, and in the item 3 suppose again we have large amount of text. So depending upon the text, we want it to be resized, but we also want that there should be some minimum width which should be allotted to a, you can say, row. So minimum width, suppose if I give, you can say, suppose 50, not 150 px I gave it. And the second argument will be basically auto means like we will allow the cell to adjust itself depending upon the text present in it. Okay, so let me reload it. So you can see now it is like this. So the text is present inside it, basically row. So now the question might come to anyone mind. So that why it is, you can say, item 2 is getting expanded, because text is present only inside the this first cell, not inside the second cell. Then why the item is getting expanded? So the item is getting expanded because we have applied this auto row function on the row part. So if any of the element in a particular row is going to have the large text, then the corresponding, you can say, the column adjacent to it, like all the column in that particular row, like this is the entire row for item 2, item 1 and item 2 is the first row. So all the you can say cell present in that particular row is going to get expanded, because we are applying the styling to entire row. And rest of the rows, you can say, you can say they have been assigned the, you can say, the height of, you can say, minimum height. The minimum height what we kept is 150 pixel. Okay, so let me you can say explain it again. So first row is basically we gave that this much amount of text, so that is why it expanded this much. And item 2 is getting expanded because it has been applied to whole row. So whatever cells we have present inside this row, it is going to get expanded. Okay, in the same way, but in the rest of the, you can say, rows, like the second row, third row, fourth row, we don't have, you can say, that much text. So it is the minimum height styling is applied to this, you can say, these rows. So minimum how much we gave? 150 pixel we gave. So that is why 150 pixel we gave. So this much height is 150 pixel. So it has been applied to it. Okay, so now anyone has any doubt till now? Anyone has any doubt till now? If first cell is possible auto. Yeah, that I'm going to explain. Min max, please repeat. So min max is basically sorry. Yes. Mm. Min-max is basically minimum and maximum. Minimum is the minimum. We are going to give two argument inside this min-max function. The first argument will be the minimum width which we want for a particular row. Minimum, not width, basically minimum height which we want for a particular row. That irrespective of what amount of text is present inside the row, we want that at least 150 pixels should be the height of a particular row, even if no text is present inside it. We can decrease also, we can make it 10 pixel also. So if we make it 10 pixel, so if you make it 10 pixel, so you can see the rows for the below rows height decreases because the minimum you can say width has been height has been applied to these rows. So and the second argument is the you can say the maximum height which we want for a particular row. So we gave it auto means like it is going to adjust itself depending upon how much amount of text is present inside it. So that is why inside first row and second inside the first row, the first column has large amount of text. So that is why it is you can say like this. So in this way it is going to get styled. So any confusions, any doubts till here till now? Any confusions, any doubts? Okay, so I want that let's people who are new to this, let's take a 5 minute break and kindly you can say you can try it on your systems, and till the time like if you have any doubts or anything, just unmute yourself and ask me the doubt or anything like that. We will start the session exactly at 19:55, that is 7:55. So till now you can try it out on your system, or anything you want to ask, just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, Rahul is asking if every row is just like parallel, then every row should expand. Basically why it should expand, basically what is happening is the simple thing is happening here. This row you can see this row, the second row consists of item 3 and item 4, so it doesn't contain a large amount of text. So basically minimum height has been applied to this. Same goes for item 5 and item 6 row, and same goes for item 7 and item 8 row. So I think it is simple enough. Yeah, gap of 2 grids I'm going to explain just after this. So Ravi Kumar Singh, repeat from beginning, bro. It will be very difficult for me to repeat because otherwise everyone will lag. So it will be gap. I'm going to explain right after it. So kindly try it out on your system, and if anyone want to share, they can share with it. Okay, they can share with us. They can share their screen. Kindly try it out on your system. We are going to start the class exactly at 19:55, 7:55 basically. I'm still here, Mayank, but I'm not sure how I can give the permission from here. Wait. Actually, this is not my personal email ID. This is the Newton School email ID, someone else. So I'm not sure how can I give the permission from here. It usually gives the option, but here I'm not getting the option here. Am I audible, Mayank, to you? Maybe you can ask your doubt in the chat window, or okay, Tejasvi, grid container. What do you want to want? What do you want me to explain in grid container exactly? Anyone who has tried this on your system, who has tried this kind of code on your system? Anyone? We still have 3 minutes for 7:55. So anyone who is trying and not able to do it, kindly share your screen. I might guide you. Yeah, that I'm going to tell how we can position them unevenly. So be patient, and I'm going to add. So basically, after 7:55, I'm going to tell how we can give the gap between the grid, and how we can like position them unevenly in that way. I'm going to explain that only. So just I want that people who are new to basically coding, they I want that I'm giving the time to them to basically try it out on your system, and if they are facing any kind of issue, they can ask me directly. I know that if you're going to try it after the class, they might face something which you will be, you can say, you will not be able to, you can say, figure it out. So at that time, it will be very difficult for me to like guide you. So maybe you can try it out, very basic kind of thing, you can try it out on your system, and any doubt, just ask me anywhere. Okay, so I think it's already 1954, so let's just wait only for 1 minute, and we will proceed now after that. Shubham Jan, how can we connect on Slack? So are you from Paytm, I'm asking? Shubham Jan, Shubham Jenny, I think. I'm not on Slack basically, but some of my friends from my team, they are from Slack. So it's already 9:55. Where is NH child? I have a doubt. Yeah, NH child and nth of type. I have doubt. So NH child, basically it has nothing. I think who asked this doubt? RV. RV. I'm not sure who's RV. So what is happening here is, inside the, suppose, forget everything about the grid. It has nothing to do with here. Okay, what we, this is simple HTML and CSS. So what is happening, I defined this grid container class. Okay, so this is grid container class. Okay, after that I have div tags inside it, like this is the first div tag. Okay, like this thing, this is the first div tag, this is the second div tag, this is the third div tag, this is the fourth div tag, basically. So what I want is, I want to style it basically. So what I want to style, basically odd div tag in a different way, and the even div tag in a different way, basically. Okay, so because visually it will be more good, like, so that we can see it, like clearly we can see, you can see, you can make out the first column is like till here, because we have black border, after that green border we have. So for that, what I am doing is grid container. Okay, inside the grid container we have div tag, and div tag, basically the nth child, the div tag, there are, like, suppose there are eight child, you can say eight div tag inside it. Okay, eight div tag inside it. So we want that odd number of div, odd number of you can say div tag to be styled in a different way, and even to be styled in a different way. Okay, so what we are doing is the basically we are specifying the nth div child, which is odd. Basically, the syntax for writing it is like this, but basically we are saying to CSS nth div child, which is odd, I want the styling to be like this. Nth div tag, which is even, I want the styling it to be like this. So in this way it is getting coded. So I hope now it is clear, RV. Sorry, I didn't share the screen, I think. Now everyone can see my screen. I'm really sorry, I just forgot to share the screen. Wait. Okay. So basically what I am doing is I am doing basically what I told. I have inside the this container I have div tags, the first div tag, the second div tag, third div tag, and everything. So I'm telling that basically the div tag, the nth child, which is a div tag and which is odd, I want the styling to be like this, and the nth child, which is div tag and which is even, I want the styling it to be like this. So in this way, basically, it is like it is getting styled. So I hope this is clear now, RV. I kindly like if it is clear, kindly you can say chat, make a chat. Kindly text me like on the chat window. I'm really sorry I'm not able to unmute you. Okay, my name is Ashutosh Saxena. Okay, so I hope it is clear till here. Okay, guys. You all can see my screen, right? Okay, okay. So basically, I told the div tag, the nth div tag, which is odd, the styling should be like this. The nth div tag, which is even, the styling should be like this. As simple as that. Okay. So basically, that's this thing. So till here, I think so it was clear. So let me give a brief overview. So basically this repeat function I did, and then min max I did. Repeat was for that two columns I want it to be of 100 pixel and four rows I want to be of 100 pixel. After what I want is after that, but this was not working if we have large amount of text inside the you can say div, inside the you can say cell. So what I did is I gave this auto row function. So in this minimum height was 10 pixel, and after that I want it the maximum should be it should be auto adjusted depending upon what amount of you can say the amount of text is present inside it. So, okay, so let's just do it like this. And after that, now we come on to the gap, like how we can give gap between the cells inside the grid. So we have to you can say grid, you can say we have grid row gap and grid column gap. So suppose if I give row gap, grid row gap, suppose if I give it 10 pixel. So you can see 10 pixel gap is coming between the rows. You can see there is no gap between the column because we have not given any you can say row gap, you can say column gap. We gave only the row gap. So you can see this amount of gap is coming between the rows. Okay. After that, if I want that there should be some amount of spacing present between the columns also. So what we there is a function, there is a you can say we can give it like this grid column gap. And suppose if I give it 30 pixel, okay. Suppose if I give it 30 pixels, so you can see there is a gap between, we can say columns also now. So in this way we can give it, but it is making, it is looking, so in this way, if we want that row should be spaced in a different, you can say format, and the column should be spaced in different format, then we can use this separately. But if we want that all of the, you can say cell should be spaced in a same format, then we can use a grid gap function. So grid gap, so we can give it 10 px, so it will be applied to both rows and columns. So you can see the for rows also and for columns also, like this spacing, basically the space between two columns and the space between two rows, it will be 10 pixel because we have applied the grid gap function. And if we want it to be, you can say, like rows to be spaced in a different format and rows to be spaced in different format, then we can try out grid row gap function and grid column gap function. Okay, so any doubt in this section, grid gap? Z index we can discuss later. Let's just focus on grid part first. Z index, I think this class is only for the grid part. Okay, Z index we can explain it in the further sessions. So okay, so I think it is clear. It is pretty obvious till here. So let's proceed. After this, anyone, like one of the I think one of you from the chat window, they said that how we can like adjust them unevenly. Suppose if I want that the first row should be, you can say, present, should occupy the entire column, first column, and then this way. So what we can do is, let's just try it out something. Okay, okay. Let's just increase the spacing between the columns. Grid auto rows. 200 pixels. Suppose I gave it. Okay, so this is a normal thing. What I did is I just increased the, you can say, width of the column. Initially it was 100 pixel. I just made it 300 pixel. Nothing more I did. Okay, so this is now it is coming like this, so that I can see everything on the window. So now there is one more concept known as grid template areas. Okay, so grid template area. So let me define first something. Let me write something, and then I'll explain everything. Okay, grid header I'm giving. Okay, after that, just wait a minute. Grid header. After that, I'm defining content one, content two. Okay, after that, I'm defining content three, and then content four. Okay. So basically, what is happening? I'm defining header, content one, content one. So basically, this header is specifying the first column, basically the first cell. Okay, this head the header which I wrote for the first time. After that header, this second header, it is also specifying. It is specifying the second cell which I wrote, basically this cell. Okay, if I am going to write the header one more times, right? Like if I am writing it header one more times, so this makes no sense. It is going to return you something absurd because we don't have three column inside the, you can say, grid. We have only two column inside the grid, one and two column inside the grid. And so there is no need of writing it header once again. So every time you can see I'm writing content one, content two, content three, content four, two times only I'm writing, basically because we have only two columns. So horizontally we can write only two times, and vertically we can write that many times, like depending upon how many rows we have. So we have, you can say, one, two, three, four rows we have and two columns we have. So I'm talking about maximum these many times only I can write. So suppose I have defined it like this. Okay, so what I do is I give I go inside my grid container, and let's just pick up this first part. The first div, I give one class here. Class is equal to item one. Okay, I give it item one, and let's just try to do the styling here. Okay, so I'm doing the styling here of the item one. Item one is basically only this div tag. It has nothing to do with the div tag present over here. Okay, so okay, so what I do is, so I give, there is one function known as grid area. So if I give it header, okay, so you can see I give the grid, I defined this grid template area. So basically I want that on the first row it should be header, content one, content two, content three, content four. So for item 1, I gave the grid area header. So basically what it is going to do, it is going to stretch item 1 over those columns where the header is present. So you can see header is present in the first column and the second column. Okay, so if I do it like this, so you can see the first item 1 is stretched here and over the entire column. Basically not entire column, basically where the header is basically assigned. So header is assigned, you can say, in the first column and in the second column. Okay, so that is why it is stretched over entire you can say first row. So any doubt here, anything, any doubt or any concerns? Okay. Mayank want me to repeat. Okay, I will repeat once more. So basically what I did is I defined this grid template area. Okay, inside this grid template area, I gave this header. After that content one. So just remove this content one, basically. Just remove this as of now and like it header and header. So basically I can horizontally I can write that many times as number of columns I have. I cannot write header one more time. Suppose if I write header one more time, so it is going to give me some absurd result, I think. So you can see it is giving me some absurd result because it is stretching basically to basically a three column, but we don't have three column inside it. We have only two column inside it. So basically what I'm doing, I'm writing header two times only. So we should write it two times. It is going to stretch only, you can occupy the you can say space of two columns. Okay, so wherever header is present, item one is going to get aligned there. So header, I have defined it for the first column and the second column. So it is occupying the space over here. Okay. After that, I am defining, you can say, basically I told that horizontally I can write that many times as number of columns I have, and vertically I can write that many times as number of rows I have. So I can write it vertically three more times because we have four rows. So one row is for the header and rest of the, you can say, three rows will be for the content. So I'm writing content one and content two. Okay, and after that content 3, content 4. Okay, after that in the fourth row I want that entire row should be of content 5 and content 5. Okay, so suppose let's give class to each and every item. So class equal to item 2. Okay, item okay, item 4, item 4, item 5, item 6, item 7, item 8. Basically, oh, sorry, I gave the item spelling is wrong. Um, there's nothing to do with the spelling, but it's better to give the correct spelling here. Okay. So we have assigned each div with a separate class. So depending upon it, I can like the assign the content over here. So what I want is I want my item 2 to be present in the place where content 5 is there. Okay. So I will give the grid area as, sorry, content content 5. You can see content 5 was here, so item 2 came below, and that too content 5 was occupying the space of two columns, the first column and the second column, and it was present on the first, second, third, fourth row. So basically on the fourth row, the first column and the second column space should be occupied by item 2, basically. So in this that is what happening, basically first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and in the fourth row, first column space and the second column space is occupied by item 2. Okay, and suppose I want my item 3, I want my item, sorry, item 3 also to be present at the same place. Suppose, sorry, content 5. Okay, I want my item 3 also to be present at the same place. Okay, 5 at the 5 only. So what will happen? Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see item 3 is coming here, but now one question might come to your mind, that where is item 2? Item 2 is here only. Basically it is overlapped with item 3, because what we did is we gave the grid area for item 2 also to be present at content 5, and item 3 also to be present at content 5. Okay, so that is why here item 3 is over, basically item 2 is overlapped with item 3. Item 2 is present, but it is present below the item 3. That is why we can't see here. So we can, what we can do, we can assign a separate place to item 2. So we can give the place to we can give content 3 place to it. So we can give it here. So content 3, you can see it will occupy only first column space. So yeah, you can see item 2 is coming here. So basically you can make out that it is where content 3 is aligned. Content 3 is aligned on first, second, third row and first column, and it will occupy the space of first column only, because we have not repeated it, like we have not repeated it in like here, like we did it for content 5 and content 5. Okay, so third row, first column. So first, second, third row is this, and first column is this. So that here the item 2 is present. So in the accordingly you can like make the, you can say, arrangements for different kind of you can say class items or the div item which is present over here, like this. Like we can define a template area. Basically you can say it's a kind of assigning variables to each and every cell inside, you can say, grid. So basically what I am doing is header I have assigned the variable to first and second column in the first row. Content 1, content 2 I have assigned to second and third column, basically first and second column in second row. Content 3 and content 4 to, you can say, first and third second column in the third row. Content 5 to first and second column in the fourth row. And depending upon it I can assign, you can say, item like which item I want to be, which I want to be at which place, I can assign it with the grid area. So in this way I can do it. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you, I'm pinging one link in the chat box. This is basically a feedback form. Kindly give the feedback here, whatever honest feedback here. So I request all of you to give the feedback, whatever you want to think about this class, you can give the feedback over here. So I want every one of you to, yeah, I will send the code. I will send the code. So I'm not sure where to send the code. I can share it with the Newton School guys, and there you can like they you can ask them to like send you the code, because I it will be very difficult for every each and every. You can share in the chat. Okay, let me try it. Okay, I'll try. I can try out like sharing in the chat. So kindly give the feedback if you found anything, like if you found this session a little bit useful also. Just share the feedback irrespective of what feedback you have. Just share the feedback. Okay. Okay, please share the feedback. That's what I want to say. So let's just continue over here. So I hope this is clear to everyone. This thing, anything, any doubt here, anything or any doubt or any confusions, just link I already sent. Basically, I can send it again. So this is the link. Okay. So, I just sent the link, bro. You can. This is the link. Okay. Hey, all of you got the link or not? Just kindly. No. Please send the link. You didn't get the link. You are not getting the link. I just send it. Okay, wait. Now you all got it or not? Okay. This is the feedback link. I'm sending it again for like your reference. Okay. So kindly give the feedback, whatever feedback you have, kindly give it. That is more important. Okay, so let's just continue. The last part is left inside it. Okay, so I think till now it is till here. Anyone has any doubt why you use two time header and five times since what is this syncent? Two times header. Basically, I use this two times header. Like I can use it one time also. But what I want is I want this item one to be stretched for entire call, entire row basically. So if suppose if I'm using header one and header two, okay, if I'm doing it like this and header, and if I'm going to assign it header one here, so it is going to get stretched only in the first column. You can see first column. Okay, so you can do it like that also, but I wanted that the first cell to be stretched for entire row. So what I did is I gave, you can say, same variable to the first and second cell, and the same, that is what happened, what I wanted, that the first you can say cell is stretched between the entire row. And that is what is happening for item 3 also. Like what is happening in item 3, basically in the third row, sorry, in the fourth row, what is happening, I am assigning first cell the variable as content 5, then second cell variable as content 5, and in the item 3 I'm assigning the grid area as content 5. So item 3 is going to get stretched to all those places where content 5 has been assigned. So content 5 has been assigned to fourth row first column and fourth row second column. So that is what happening, that item 3 is present at fourth row first column and fourth row second column. Don't get confused that we don't have spacing inside it, because it is entire simple one div tag. We don't have two div tag here. Item 3 is present inside one div tag only. Okay, so that is why we don't have spacing inside it. So don't get confused over here. So I think till now it is clear, right? Okay. Okay, so let's just start the last part. I think everything is done here, most of the thing. Okay. After that, okay, this is done. Grid area is done. What is left? I think it's done. Okay. We have one more thing known as justify content. Okay, just remove this thing as of now. I don't want to do it like this. But till now, it is clear, right? The guy who asked the doubt, I think it is clear. I think, right? Kindly text me in the chat window if any problem or any concern. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. And let's just align it like as it was earlier. Okay, we have one more concept known as basically just known as justify content. Okay, so what happens is, suppose if I give justify content center. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is going to align your grid depending upon the horizontal. Like justify content is for the horizontal part. Okay, I'll tell you for the vertical part also, but for that we will come on to that later. But justify content is going to get is for the, you can say, horizontal part. So horizontally it is on the horizontal axis. Horizontal axis is this, basically this thing, like the cursor, which is like the direction in which cursor is moving, that is the horizontal axis. So horizontally it is going to assign it, you can say, in the center, because I gave the center. Suppose if I give start. Okay, start. So what it should do on the horizontal axis, it should come on the starting of the screen, right? So it came like this. Okay, suppose if I'm giving end. Okay, end. Okay, so on the end, like basically in the end, it should come on the end of the screen on the horizontal axis. So it is coming at the end. Okay, so this is what justify content do. You can align your, you can say, grid on horizontal axis wherever you want, depending like with the help of this justify content function. We have one more thing known as align content. So what align content do is, it is going to align your, you can say, grid on the vertical axis. So you can see I'm reloading here and I gave it, you can say, start, so nothing is happening. So I want to tell you why nothing is happening, because by default it is taking the width of screen as you can say the vertical axis length. So you can see so that is why it is not getting you can say we are not able to feel that how it is getting aligned on the vertical axis in the start, because it is by default it is taking in the you can say the height of screen as the you can say vertical axis length. So suppose what I can do is I can increase the vertical axis length. So what I can do is I can give 50 VW you can say length. So those who are not clear with this VW, this is one of the unit like PX. Like PX is a smaller unit and VW is a very big unit. Like we have centimeters and meters. So in the like here in CSS we have pixel and VW. Okay. So this is one of the units. So I what happened? Okay. Okay, now it is also not happening, but I let me increase it. 250 VW. Okay, so you can see it height is getting increased for the grid. So for this, what I want, I want it to be placed at center. So here, what we can do is, here we can give this align content center, and here also, if I can give align content as center. So it will be aligned exactly at the center of your screen. So you can see the vertical length has been increased, and you can see exactly like on the vertical axis, we have this much space from above and this much space from below and this much space from horizontal from this left part of the screen and this much space from the right part of the screen. So in both the cases, we gave it as center. Okay, suppose in the align content, just remember align content is for the vertical part. I can write like here vertical. Okay, sorry, I think we can't comment it like this here. And justify content is for the horizontal part. So suppose if I give, you can say align content at the, you can say start, right? So on the vertical axis, it should come at the beginning. So you can see it is coming at the beginning and we have this much amount of space below. And if I give, you can say center, you can say in the justify content, if I give start, so basically the entire grid, it should shift basically in the left side. Basically here it should shift. So basically this entire grid will be coming on the you can say top left corner of the screen. So you can see here, because you can say vertically it is assigned on start, and on you can say horizontally also it is assigned on start. So in this way it is coming. So you in the same way you can assign it to the end also, like end and end. So depending upon it, it will be coming on the top bottommost corner, sorry, bottom and rightmost corner. So this is the bottom and rightmost corner it is coming. And in the same way, you can assign it center also. Okay, center and center. So like this, it will be coming. So basically, just remember, justify content is for the, you can say, the horizontal axis, align content is for the vertical axis. For justify content, no need to give anything. But basically, we don't have to give anything for align content also. But you can, it is not compulsory that you should give the height, because, but I gave the height just in order to show you, because initially the vertical axis length was taking, it was taking as the height of screen. So you were not able to see that how the row was how this grid was getting aligned. Okay, so that is why I increased the height of the, you can say, entire, you can say, view. So now you can see now the height is 250 VW. So that is so depending upon it, it is on the center. So if I remove this height part, and if I do it like this, so you can see now also it is vertically, it is on the center, but you can't feel it. You are just, you can make, you're like, you will think that it is on the same place, it is not getting aligned, but it is taking the height of the screen as, you can say, vertical. So depending upon the size of grid, it is at center on the vertical axis, and same in this, on the same way it is on the center on the horizontal axis also. So this was you can say about grid. Like whatever you can say most frequently used questions or in the interviews, what is asked about grid is this much only. And I think we have covered almost all topics inside the grid, like how to make it irregular, or how we can like you can say automatically increase the size of the row depending upon content present in it. So any doubt till here, anything, any concerns, any feedback or anything like that, feel free to reach out. I'm giving my email ID in the chat box. So Anyone has any doubts or anything, you can reach out to this email ID. This is my personal email ID. You can mail to this email ID. No, I would promise you all, no mail fraud to this email ID like will go unanswered. I will be answering each and every mail. Maybe might be late, but I'll answer each and every mail. And okay. If you don't have your batch 3 option or whatever is it, kindly fill any of the batch. Just give the feedback. Yeah, whatever batch they select, any random batch, and you can just give the feedback. Feedback is important. Batch can be decided later. So yeah, code. Let me send the code first. Okay. So let me try it. I'm not sure because I also don't have any permissions inside it. Not sure why they have did it like this. Okay, let me see how we can send the code here. Hmm, I think I'm not able to send it as I'm not able to send on the code here. I think I can send the code. You can say by copy pasting it. So first I'm going to send the code for HTML. Kindly stop texting it. I'm going to send the code for HTML first. So you can just paste it out. अरे भाई. Kindly stop texting it. I'm sending the HTML code. It's not very big. Grid is one of the, you can say, beginning most topic in when anyone who is trying to learn HTML. So this is the code for HTML. After that, I'm sending for CSS. Kindly don't text in between, otherwise it will be broken. Copy, paste. This is the CSS code which I am sending. Okay, this is which I sent. Push the code to GitHub and give us repo link. Okay, I'll actually this is not my personal system. I'm doing it on my office laptop. I have some problem with my personal system, so right now I can't open my personal GitHub account here. So it will be very difficult. I've sent the code. It's not a very big code. Only two files we have. That is HTML file and CSS file. So you can just directly copy paste the code which I gave on style.css file and html.css file. Okay, just to be sure that क्या कहते हैं style.css file, the path should be correct when you are going to include it in yours. You can say HTML file. Okay, just to make one folder, and inside that folder make two files, that is grid.html and style.css, and directly paste this entire code inside it, and you will be able to see what I can see over here. Like this view you will be able to see. Okay, so it was really nice talking to you. Like it was very nice, you can say, students to whom I took the session. So yes, I'm working in Paytm as a software engineer. Before this, I was working in software as software engineer at Societe Generale Bank. It's a French bank. So I was posted in Bangalore. So now since 2 to 3 months, I've been working at Paytm. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. It was really nice teaching you. And my qualification is BTech in computer science, and I'm 2020 pass out. So kindly give the feedback. This is most important. If you really want to thank me, then kindly give the feedback. I'm, you can say, giving the link again in the field. This is the link. Yeah, I'm from technical team, Amit. I'm not sure what you should do if verification never happens. I'm from technical team. I'm SD. I'm not there inside. You can say like the KYC part or anything like that. Inline flex or inline block में क्या difference है? Okay, so maybe we are going to take this on the next session maybe. Okay, so that will be more good. Let's just focus on first try, like whenever like I would suggest to you all that when you like, maybe not today because it's already 8:30, maybe by tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, you should at least try out whatever I did, whatever I explained today. I've already shared the code. Kindly try it out once and try to implement it. And if anyone faces any doubt, just text like mail me on the mail. I'll